regular season. These two clubs are actually going head-to-head for the third time in 2016, having met in the round of 16 in the FIBA Europe Cup earlier this year. Cibona winning both at home and away before being knocked out in the quarter-finals. Well, all 8 teams in Group D have now recorded at least one victory, with Cibona and Ostenda chalking up their first wins last week, while Tenerife, who were the only unbeaten side in the group, suffered an overtime defeat to Strasbourg to end their perfect start. Juventus Utena looking for their 4th win in 5 games in the Basketball Champions League tonight, up against Cibona, looking to make it 2 wins in a row as they continue to recover from a sloppy start. This is one of 2 games from this group to be played today. Mornar and Avellino are also in action in Montenegro this evening, while the other 4 teams play tomorrow. Ostenda face Tenerife and Strasbourg take on Megalex. 3 sides, including Juventus, who have made it 3 wins and 1 defeat from the opening 4 games. Cibona with that vital win a week ago, getting them back on track, but this promises to be a difficult evening for them. Their roster decimated, several big name players missing tonight. It will be difficult against this in-form Lithuanian side. Juventus coming through qualifiers to make it through to the regular season, and this is where they stand at the moment, up there with Avellino and Tenerife with a 3-1 record. Strasbourg and Mornar 2-2, with Cibona, Megalex and Ostenda all recording just the 1 win in the opening 4 games of this Basketball Champions League campaign. Players being introduced on court at the moment. We will have a look at the 2 rosters in just a moment, and I can tell you just how difficult this job is going to be for Cibona, who are without several key players. As I say, they will be taking on a Juventus side who haven't really got any injury concerns. 1 big name absentee from their roster as well. But largely they are untroubled as far as team selection goes tonight. Paolo Marinelli is one of the latest players to pull out of the squad, the 21-year-old, replaced by Carlo Ujarevic, who only turns 18 on Sunday. Marin Rosic, the longest-serving player, is another one of those missing tonight, along with Joksimovic, the 34-year-old Slovenian international, and Ante Žižić, who is one of the most exciting players in Croatian basketball. The 19-year-old is also missing tonight for the visitors. Juventus Utena are without Sirtavicius, 33-year-old summer signing from Vytautas. They do have plenty of quality in their roster. Jamar Diggs has been impressive so far in this competition, as has Vytautas Sulskis, the summer arrival from Vytautas. He arrived along with Sirtavicius at the start of the season, MVP in the Lithuanian League in 2015-16. Side from Lithuania taking on the Croatians, Cibona from Zagreb. The home team about to be introduced onto the court as they look to make it 4 wins out of 5 in the Basketball Champions League this season. 1 win and 1 loss so far at home in this competition, beating Strasbourg in week 1 and then losing to Tenerife in week 3. They have won both of their away games, beating Ostenda in week 2 and then Megalex last week in a thrilling finale. Megalex coming very close to levelling it up right on the final buzzer, almost took it to overtime, could have won it as well in the final seconds, but ended up losing by 2 points. They take on Keke Mornar in Montenegro next week. They are currently struggling in the Lithuanian league at the moment. They're in 8th place, despite beating Lietkabelis away from home at the weekend, 84-77. They are 4-7 so far in their domestic league. And remember, they did have to come through qualifying to make it through to the regular season as well, beating Porto over 2 legs. No such trouble for Cibona, who have had a pretty poor start to the Basketball Champions League, or they certainly did in the first 3 weeks. Beat Morna to get their first victory after 3 losses at home against Tenerife, away at Megalex, and at home again against Avellino. They will take on the French side Strasbourg next week, but they're going pretty well in the A1 Liga, the Croatian domestic league. 4 wins and 1 defeat so far, and they are 6-3 in the Adriatic League, where they were beaten by Juventus Utena on Sunday. Their 3rd loss, as I say, of the Adriatic League campaign. The Zagreb-based club doing considerably better in their other competitions, and they are in the Champions League at the moment, but that could all change tonight with a win here in Lithuania, especially considering the players that are not available to them. Will make that task just that little bit more difficult, but having beaten Juventus Utena twice earlier this year, they will feel as though that will count for something, and maybe they can still come out on top here to make it 2 wins and 3 defeats from the opening 5 games, and things will start to look much, much better. This is your refereeing team tonight. Lorenzo Baldini of Italy, joined by Mikola Ambrosov of the Ukraine and Pedro Coelho of Portugal. These two will go head-to-head again on the 11th of January in Croatia. It'll be their 4th meeting inside 12 months. These are the Juventus players you just saw a moment ago, but Cibona will start the game like this, with Scotty Reynolds included in that starting 5. Slavica, Sakic all included as well. Jeliko Sakic has been impressive so far, 15.8 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, the 28-year-old Croatian international. He will be vitally important for Damir Mulamarovic. The players he doesn't have available to him tonight, the 42-year-old Bosnian who took over in December of last year, having played for the club in 2 separate spells. Former head coach of Bosnia-Herzegovina as well. This is the starting 5 for Juventus Utena. Jamal Diggs, of course, along with Spencer Parker, 2 of the crucial players in that starting 5. Tanas Sireka, the 60-year-old who won the 2003 FIBA Eurobasket in Sweden as head coach of the Lithuanian national team. Been in charge of Juventus since last year. So final instructions for the players, just moments away from the start here. Week 5 of the Basketball Champions League. Fascinating matchup here. I think it's fair to say many expected Cibona to be a little bit better off at this stage, and this will be a real test for them tonight. It is all pretty tight, really, when you look at the points tally for each of the teams. Tenerife, Avellino and Juventus on 7 points. Morna and Strasbourg on 6, and Cibona, Megalex and Ostenda on 5. It is very much a group that has plenty of quality. And it is hard to pick a winner. Certainly hard to pick who will miss out on the latter stages of this competition. home crowd getting into the spirit of things here. Prior to the start, they've seen 1 win and 1 defeat for their team on their home court. There is Scotty Reynolds, recent arrival in the Cibona Zagreb roster, joining from Abdurrahman Saratov, who are also in the Basketball Champions League. He's played for a couple other of the teams in this competition as well. Nimburg of the Czech Republic and the Turkish side Besiktas. He is well travelled, the 29-year-old. And away we go. Game week 5 in the Basketball Champions League. Juventus Utena taking on Cibona Zagreb. Here's the home team who try and get off to the perfect start, which is exactly what they've done. Parker is the first man to register some points. They are up and away. Good solid start there for Juventus Utena, getting the first couple of points. Foul drawn here by Shakic. The first player to go to the line to try and level things up here early on. Žiliko Shakic, 28-year-old. And Ante Žižić has a better points per game average in the Cibona roster. And of course, Žižić not available tonight. Shakic getting his first 2 points. 2 from 2 from the line. This is Parker once again for Juventus Utena. The Diggs moving around, trying to find some space. This is Jamar Diggs, a nice no-look pass and easily put away by Sipakaitis. Lovely pass this from Jamar Diggs. Sipakaitis puts Juventus back in front by 2. 4-2 the lead. The foul is drawn again. This time it is against Parker. Spencer Parker penalised. Reynolds finds Shakic. 3 attempted from Reynolds is good. Scotty Reynolds gives Cibona the early lead. Their first advantage in this game, up by 1. Perfect 3-point attempt from Scotty Reynolds, showing exactly what he's capable of. Might come out to Diggs here. For Juventus as they look to respond. Diggs floating it high. Sipakaitis. Sipakaitis just unable to hand it off there to Vasilius. 3 on the shot clock here for Juventus. They're going to have to make something happen pretty quickly, and they do. It's missed though by Sipakaitis. Foul is called. Skis penalised this time. Cibona still have that 1-point advantage, 5-4. Early days in this first quarter. Jumanovic. This is Shakic. Shakic looked as though it was an attempted hook shot that he didn't quite get right. Another look here. Was it a block? Didn't really seem to be. Block, just a sort of misjudgment, if you like, from Shakic. Sipakaitis. Able to keep it alive. Parker. Vasilius. Drawing the foul. Šulskis, I beg your pardon, as Maric just caught him. That's our Maric. His first foul of the game. Šulskis levels it up, then puts Juventus back into the lead. So the lead changing hands a couple of times in these early stages. Both teams with a 100% record from the line so far, 2 from 2, as far as both sides are concerned. Turned over here, and it's Jamar Diggs who puts up the 2, and in it goes. Jamar Diggs opening up a 3-point lead for the Lithuanians. His first 2 points of the game. He's got a couple of assists as well. He's going to be the member of this Juventus team as the shot goes up for 3. It's missed, and this is Diggs once again. Diggs puts up the 3, gets it. He started so well here, Jamar Diggs. 5 points already. 2 from 2 from the field. This is Šakić now for the visiting side, who again failed to cut the gap, and this is a bright start from Juventus. Another one for Diggs, it's good again! Back-to-back threes for Jamar Diggs. And the timeout is called. Cibona on the back foot. A 9-point lead. Parker and Diggs combining here. And it is Diggs who takes on the 3 in the end, nails it for the 2nd time in a row. What a start for him. 7 points and 2 assists for Jamar Diggs. Juventus off to a flyer.
Okay. Next offense, hey, play 4 down for Slave, hey. Ovdje, Slave 1-1. After that, ball short. Come here. So, pass, cut, back, pick, and then after that pick and roll in 5. Hey, hey, better defense.
Just to correct what I said a few moments ago, it's actually 8 points for Jamar Diggs with a couple of assists as well. He's got a rebound in there. Just in case you are questioning his contribution from that side of things, he has made a tremendous start. Parker involved a lot in the early stages too. Juventus Utena, they're delighted with the way things have panned out in the early stages here. Long, long way to go. Cibona looking to respond, and they get a 2. So nicely put away by Slavica. First points in the paint for the Croatians. Sulskis, in it goes. 2 more for him. 4 points for Sulskis. 9-point advantage opened up again. This is Šakić who's blocked. And it really just isn't happening for Cibona in these early stages. Foul is called. Maric penalised. Parker draws it. That's the foul. Cibona's number 6, Petar Maric. A little loose, but they've kept it alive here, Juventus. This is Parker. Parker puts up the long 2 and gets it. Spencer Parker. The biggest lead of the night so far. It's an 11-point advantage for Juventus Utena. Maric now for Cibona. Šakić. Šakić puts up the 2, misses. Slavica. Foul is drawn by Slavica. So Vasilius Sulskis, I beg your pardon, is penalised here. Zipagaitis, rather. Second foul for him. Second trip to the line for Cibona. The first attempt is missed here by Slavica. 18-year-old who's part of the Croatian side that won the silver medal at the Under-19 World Champs in 2015. does at least manage to make one of those two drops, makes it a 10-point game. Sipokaitis leaving the court for the time being. His side up by 10. Sulskis now for Juventus. Jamar Diggs goes inside, puts up the two, gets it, no doubt. Into double figures already, Jamar Diggs. Flying start for him, averaging 12.8 points per game. At this rate, he's going to go way beyond that tonight as Parker wins it back here for Juventus Utena. And now this is Sulskis. Sulskis, nice pass, and the finish is good as well from Galdikas. What a start from the home team here. 22 points to 8. Reynolds finds Maric. Maric to Šakić, who puts up the three and misses. Bounces harmlessly out of play, and a missed opportunity for Cibona, who are really struggling. 33%. 25%, I beg your pardon, as their field goal attempts are concerned. Diggs, Parker for three. Not this time, a rare miss. It's the first three-point attempt, actually, that has missed from the home team. Moved it quickly here, the Croatian. Šakić trying to put it in from underneath, draws the foul. Dikas penalised here, and Šakić will go to the line. First foul of the night. Now Dikas. For Cibona to at least get themselves into double figures. He does make it 2 from 2 from the line once again. He's missed all his attempts. As far as field goals are concerned, he has nailed all his free throws, but otherwise it's not been a good shooting performance from him so far. Cibona still trailed by 12. Slavica. Wozniak. Reynolds. Goes inside, little hook, and then tapped in. Suljemanovic. Gets himself off the mark and gets his side to within 10 once more. Diggs does well to keep that alive. Little exchange with Aaron Best, the Canadian. This is Diggs once again, puts up another three, and in it goes again from Jamar Diggs. He's unstoppable. Wonderful start from Diggs, 13 points, 5 out of 5. 3 3-pointers in a row from Jamar Diggs. Just give him the ball. It's Vasilius with the foul. Juventus have opened up a 13-point lead. Šakić to the line again. .248 left in the first quarter here in Lithuania. It's been a wonderful start for the hosts. But for Šakic's free throw shooting, they could be in even more trouble, Cibona. He's had 6 attempts, he's put them all in. 7 out of 8 in total for the Croatians. Here is Parker and Diggs. Well, he's so full of confidence, but this time it doesn't go. First time he's missed one tonight. First miss of the night for Jamar Diggs. You can blame him for taking on the shot every time he gets the ball. To making his first 5 shots. As I say, that was his first miss. Side are still leading by 11. Reynolds moving it quickly here. Up goes the 3. Missed this time by Slavica. Diggs will build from the back once more. Diggs. And, he nearly got it back again. It's gone out of bounds. Didn't prevent Wozniak from getting it down the court quickly. There's Reynolds. The journeyman Scotty Reynolds, who's around a lot, has done recently. Another attempt missed and trying to get it to go. Eventually the rebound is claimed by Yakstas, and this is Best, and still going. Somehow has managed to keep hold of it. Aaron Best. Still Best. Nice pass! And the flush from Galdikas. Great play by Aaron Best. Wozniak puts up the 3, he misses, and the break is on here, and Jamar Diggs will go it alone. But can't get it to go. Best out to Diggs, steps back for the 3. No good. And Best again, scrabbling around there to try and win it back. Terrific performance so far from Juventus Utena. Just what Tanas Shireka would have wanted. Fast start. From 16 as far as field goals are concerned, and Cibona really struggling. Vast majority of their points coming from free throws. This first quarter so far. Pass in from Parker is a good one. Travelling called though against Galdikas. Into the final minute in the first quarter here. Reynolds goes in, gets the pass away, and the foul is drawn. Arguably the best moment of the first quarter, that for the visiting team. Best with the foul. 2 for Ćorić, and the chance to add another. Get a 10-point game again. Ćorić missed it. So still 11 points in it here. And around about 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here's Aaron Best. Goes the 3. Good this time. Rebound taken well by Slavica. Slavica drives forward. Nice pass, and the finish is good as well from Ćorić. He is starting to make an impression now. Now a 9-point game. Cibona starting to show signs of recovery. Reynolds with the foul. A little under 5 seconds remaining. Cibona just looking to prevent Juventus from adding any more in these final few seconds here. 9-point game, not too bad considering how they started. And that's exactly what it'll be. That shot not going up in time, so that won't count from the Slavica, but Cibona with a few encouraging signs towards the end of that first quarter after a very difficult start. A flying start, though, from Juventus Utena, and Jamar Diggs in particular. 13 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists for Jamar Diggs, who really drove his team forward in that opening quarter. Has resulted in a 9-point advantage for the hosts.
We're walking here, and these guys beat. We need to stay here like wall together. Stop. We agree. Wall. We need to stop it together. You guys, not here. Where is mine? Not mine.
That was the home side who burst into action. Parker getting things rolling. Diggs provider early on before he became the man who started making Cibona's life difficult. 3 3-pointers in a row from Jamar Diggs. It did take the visitors a little while to get going. Slavica and Choric in particular have started to build a bit of a recovery here for Damir Mladenovic's team. The Bosnian coach needs a little more from his players. Need to try and find a way to keep Jamar Diggs quiet. He's enjoyed himself so far. Arguably the player of the game, best with the pass into Galdikas with a flush, and just some signs of recovery, as I say, in the latter stages. Choric in particular getting involved and getting some points on the board, more importantly for Cibona Zagreb, who trail by 9 at the start of this second quarter. 27-18 Juventus lead. Bit of a false start there. So we'll try again. So Scotty Reynolds picks it up once more and goes up for the 2. Nicely put away there by Reynolds. Sloppy that from Juventus, but they managed to get away with it. A 7-point game here. Foul. Down by 7, but travelling call there has given them possession again. Turnover stats not good as far as Juventus are concerned. It's maybe a little bit of a worry. Early stages, of course, though, it's been the shooting for Cibona that's been the problem. They've not been clinical enough. Here is Choric. He's a handful. Can't quite get it to his teammate there. It's a good bit of recovery. Missed opportunity that for Cibona. Time ran out. So it was still a 7-point game, 27-20. Chkauskis. Vasilius. Still Vasilius. Looking in to try and make something happen. Decision has gone his way. They have retained possession. There's only 3 on the shot clock here. Chkauskis able to pick the pass. It's all a bit too easy, really, for the hosts. Cibona might have got away with it. Slipped out of the arms of Slavica there. As I say, Cibona a little unlucky, or a little lucky, I should say, to get away with that one. Shot goes up and it's good. The 3 from Reynolds. Scotty Reynolds moves on to 8 points. A couple of three-pointers for him. Cibona right back in this now. It's a 4-point game. Vasilius turns and puts it up and in off the glass. Restore a 6-point lead. Reynolds again, and Reynolds into double figures. Scotty Reynolds with a great start to the second quarter. Cibona, as a result, have closed that gap.
Hey, good job, good job.
It's a lovely little reverse here from Scotty Reynolds. Hook shot. Close that gap. 4-point lead, 29 to 25.
Bring the ball here, pass. But set good picks here that you can go outside.
Signs of recovery are pretty good at the moment for Cibona. 7-2 in this quarter so far, largely thanks to Scotty Reynolds' contribution. Now leading the way for his team in terms of point scoring, 10 points, an assist. They've cut that Juventus lead down to 4 points from 9, which is what it was at the end of the first quarter. It has been more than that, of course. Pass in towards Silius. Sulskis has got it again. Sulskis goes up and in it goes off the glass. 2 more for Sulskis. 6 points on the night. 6 points the difference. 31-25. Suljamanovic. And Choric. Wozniak. Reynolds against Diggs. Reynolds just lost his footing there, recovered well, and then Diggs stepped in to just knock the ball away. Not long left on the shot clock here, just 1 second in fact, and Cibona are going to have to get this out to somebody pretty quickly. Reynolds, Slavica. Well, that didn't work. Really needed to be a pass to a player in a clear shooting position. Slavica is back to the basket there and running in towards Reynolds. It's always going to be impossible for him to gather the ball and get the shot away inside 1 second. The turnover has led to a 3-point opportunity at the other end, which is taken by Sulskis. That lead being opened up again. 9-point game, 9 points for Sulskis. Reynolds looks to respond. 3-point attempt is a little short this time from Wozniak, and away comes Jamar Diggs. Quick pass out to Best. Best puts up the long 2. Now it's a 3 from Aaron Best just outside. And all of a sudden it's a 12-point lead. Flurry of point scoring from the Lithuanians. Another assist for Jamar Diggs. And Best from outside, nailing the 3. Beautifully done by Aaron Best. 3rd assist of the night for Jamar Diggs. A 12-point lead for the Lithuanians.
Hey, we have one ball only. Hey,
Well, since that last time out, 8 points without reply from Juventus Utena. 12-point lead. Frustration really for Cibona, who were really looking as though they could close that gap. Juventus regrouping well. Good turnaround. Here is Reynolds, gets the pass away, nice fake as well. That was really nicely worked. Čorić making it 2 more for him. 6 points on the night for Andrea Čorić. 3 from 3 from the field as well. For the 21-year-old. Reynolds with the foul. 10-point game. And Gospic penalised on that occasion. The 6-year-old. There's Bosniak. So also penalised. Diggs finds best. Vasilius for 3. Yes, it's good. 3 more for Vasilius. And the lead increases to 13. 5 points for Vasilius. 2 attempts, both good. Big lead now. It is still early days, and Cibona immediately responding. A couple more for Čakić. Been doing okay offensively in terms of rebounds, the visiting team. Missed attempt there by Vasilius. Reynolds comes forward. Reynolds, Gospic, the pass is good, and not quite in the end from Čakić. Made it a 9-point game again. Reynolds and Vasilius ending up in a heap on the floor. Reynolds clearly not happy with the call there from the referee. Still arguing and protesting his innocence. Second foul of the game. Cibona calling on Elijah Johnson. Averaging 11.5 points per game in the Basketball Champions League so far. So Juventus increase their lead again. Back to a 13-point game. Sulskis, the latest player into double figures with 11. Here is Johnson, involved for the first time. Čakić, pass out to the far side, the 3 is missed, the ball is loose. The decision is going to go Cibona's way here. Bosniak making way. Reynolds to... Well, he was about to keep things going again. It's turning into a frustrating quarter this for Cibona Zagreb, the foul. Čakić tries to go up and win the rebound. Out it comes to Best, and Best, and The three is no good. The rebound, though, from Aaron Best. And it comes again to Sulskis, and now Jamar Diggs. Diggs still going, dancing inside. And Galdikas winning the rebound. A more aggressive defense that from Cibona, a little better from the Croatians. Vasilius commits the foul. Still that 13-point lead intact. Johnson, pass inside, nice pass inside, and the flush from Čorić. Lovely bounce pass this from Elijah Johnson. Čorić is never going to miss that. Jamar Diggs, Parker, and Diggs comes in, puts it in off the glass. Two more for Jamar Diggs. 15-point game for him. 13-point lead again as Johnson looks for Šakić. More frustration for Cibona as Juventus have it once more. Damir Volamarovic is a little concerned here. Brilliant from Diggs, and manages to get the pass away. The shot misses. Just good enough for Juventus to retain possession here. Diggs, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists so far. Performance. Contribution. Best. Come back to Diggs. Puts up the three. No good this time. When you're in the game, you'd have backed him to make that. Didn't look as though he could miss anything. Now Reynolds, he goes for three, and he misses as well. Best should gather and does. Jamar Diggs once again. Sulskis. Best. Still Aaron Best. Puts up the three. Rebound almost claimed by Parker. Didn't quite hold it. Diggs. Trying to find his way through. Came off the foot of an opponent. It's as though he's enjoying himself out there, Jamar Diggs. Comes to Sulskis. Still Sulskis. Oh, that wasn't what he intended. He's lost control. Possession squandered there by Juventus Utena, but not something they've done too often tonight. Johnson to Reynolds. Reynolds goes in. Draws the foul. Scotty Reynolds, 10 points already tonight. It's the foul by Galdikas. His third foul of the game. Vidius Galdikas. Timeout is called.
Good. In offense we have solution, but in defense we
13-point lead. Juventus Utena.
Rebounds more. Hey, come with ball here. Well done. Well done. Come, this is 5. 4. You come here, set that screen. Vitas žemyn, jeigu atsitrauks atgal, this is 5, stay. These guys go outside. Yeah. Leiski žemyn, statyk,
Impressive stuff so far from the host tonight. What has been an impressive start to the Basketball Champions League campaign. Only Tenerife have managed to get the better of Juventus Utena so far in this competition. Tenerife went off to a flying start, 3 wins out of 3, beaten by Strasbourg in overtime last week. Scotty Reynolds continues to add to his impressive tally tonight. A couple of assists and 4 from 6 from the field. He's missed the free throw there, though, to take it beyond 11 points. It is a 12-point advantage for the Lithuanians. Shot goes up from Sulskis, a little short, kept alive very nicely in the end by Suljamanovic. And here is Elijah Johnson for 3, unlucky. Bounces loose. Johnson again, pass out to Reynolds. Still Reynolds. And now Shakic puts up a 2 and he misses. And shooting just hasn't been accurate enough. A huge difference in the successful attempts. Percentage no good really for Cibona compared to their opponents. They've been far more clinical, far more accurate. It's the main difference really in this 12-point deficit. Up goes another 3. It's good! Vasilius with a big 3. Opens up a big lead of 15 points, which is immediately cut by 3 by Suljamanovic. Great response, much needed from Cibona. The Croatians get it back to a 12-point game. Pass inside, and the finish from Galdikas once again. Throws it down. Suljamanovic trying to put it up. His path obstructed. Johnson up against Diggs. 14-point lead with time running out in this first half. Good finish to the half this from Juventus Utena. Going to create one more opportunity. 9 on the shot clock. Inside it goes. It's another slam from Galdikas. And 2 more. Parker just rubs salt into the wound on the half-time buzzer. And a huge 18-point lead with a couple of free points thrown in at the end there for Juventus. Cibona will be bitterly disappointed to concede those 4 points in the closing seconds of the first half. Technical foul there as well, I think. Try and clear up exactly what happened there in the final few seconds of that game, but what an incredible end to that second quarter. What a disappointing end for the visiting side, who have it all to do. 18 points, the difference. This is the biggest lead that Juventus have had in the game so far. Look at the difference there in fast break points, 15-0. 7 from 16 from long range, just 3 from 12 for Cibona. Free throws, well, they've only had 2 attempts, Juventus, but they put both of them away. Those are in the first quarter. Jamar Diggs leading the way with 15 points. 11 for Sulskis, and Galdikas with 8 as well. Scotty Reynolds is doing his best to respond for the Croatians, but they do have it all to do in the second half, down by 18. It was a disappointing final few moments in particular. It's just getting a little bit sloppy in those closing stages as far as Cibona were concerned, and Damir Milanovic has got some work to do in this half-time interval. Jamar Diggs was the man pulling all the strings early on, 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well for the American. Putting it on a plate there for Chipukaitis. Scotty Reynolds doing his best to keep Cibona in touch. 11 points for him. It's been the home fans have enjoyed this more though. They will have enjoyed the contribution of Jamar Diggs. 1 point he couldn't miss. Made his first 5 attempts, including 3 3-pointers. That the second of them. It's an absolute beauty. Diggs loving life out on court tonight. Sulskis and Galdikas getting involved as well. Galdikas has had a pretty good game. 6 points for him. Jamar Diggs has been on fire. It's just a little dip in the latter stages, or the early stages I should say, of the second quarter, where Cibona really got themselves back into the contest. It's not the first of Galdikas' slams. It's a lovely pass from Aaron Best. He's made a valuable contribution since coming on. Probably the pick of them there with that wonderful assist. Damir Milanovic really does have plenty to concern or be concerned about at this stage in the game. I tell you, it was a technical foul from the bench. Cibona to suffer the consequences of that in the second half. He's not going to plan at all, despite the best efforts of Scotty Reynolds. As I say, 11 points for him, with 3 assists as well. An important contribution. It does at least keep Cibona Zagreb in this, and they are a big team who are used to success. Finding life a little difficult here in Lithuania. Remember, they are without several key players as well, which doesn't help. Scotty Reynolds is going to have to lead the fight back in the second half, and it is going to have to be some performance, but we've seen it before. Maybe an 18-point game. We could see a turnaround. Shown signs of being able to cut that lead. 13 points down, managed to get it to a 4-point game at one stage in that second quarter before a flurry of points from the Lithuanians, so it wouldn't take too much for things to turn around in the second half. Do have the players to make that happen if they are not quite at full strength. Can they avoid making it 4 defeats from their opening 5 games in the Basketball Champions League? Cibona would have been one of those sides that are seen as real contenders in this group. That is a wide open group, an intriguing group. Juventus Utena, arguably the side who have impressed the most, you would say, perhaps along with Tenerife in Group D so far. Plenty to get excited about from a Lithuanian perspective tonight, at least, as they go in search of a 4th win in this season's Basketball Champions League, having come through qualifying as well. They're enjoying this new European competition. We'll continue to hope for success. Well, it's been a pretty good night for them so far. Still all to play for. They still have plenty of work to do. But they go into the half-time interval. Well, welcome back to live Group D action in the Basketball Champions League. Juventus Utena taking on Cibona Zagreb. And so far, so good for the hosts. The Lithuanians have a comfortable looking 18-point lead. Long way to go in this game. Cibona are going to have to pull out something pretty special to ensure that it is not 4 defeats out of 5 for them in the regular season. They have found things a little bit difficult. So far they are without some pretty big names. If you did miss the beginning of this game, Paolo Marinelli, the latest player to be left out of the roster due to an injury. They're also without Marin Vrosic, their longest serving player. Vojsa Joksimovic is missing as well, the experienced Slovenian international. And Ante Zizic, their 19-year-old centre, one of the most exciting players in Croatian basketball, also missing tonight. It's all about this man though, Jamar Diggs, 15 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists for the American. Top scorer so far this evening. He's made a valuable contribution. His side leading by 18 points, 53-35. Technical foul called right at the end of that second quarter as well against the bench. Really let their frustrations get the better of them. Scotty Reynolds holding the hopes of Cibona tonight, it would seem. 11 points for him so far, 3 assists as well. Needs more from his teammates around him though to make this a contest. We've seen it before. 18-point half-time lead, no guarantee of anything. Fast start, a bright start from Cibona Zagreb. And we'll have a game on our hands, definitely. Damir Mlamarovic, who knows all about this club. Played for Cibona on 2 separate occasions, 9 years apart, 94 to 98 and 2007 to 2008 as well. I think his team can get the better of the hosts here, who are flying at the moment. We will restart with this free throw from Spencer Parker due to the technical foul called right before the end of the second quarter, or pretty much on the final buzzer of that first half, really. That's why we restarted with a free throw. Technical foul, as I say, called against the bench. It means it's a 19-point lead now. Parker draining the free throw. 54-35, Juventus Utena piling on the misery in the closing stages of that second quarter as well. They managed to somehow snatch 4 points in the final 10 seconds or so. Particularly sloppy defensive play from Cibona. Things getting even better here as Šulskis adds another 2. And the lead is now up into the 20s, 21 points. And a 13-point game so far for Šulskis. Here's Reynolds. What can he do? He's lost it. Jamar Diggs is away. Diggs might go it alone, lays it off. Out it comes for Šulskis, who goes for the 3 and gets it. Šulskis with 3 more to his name. And the perfect start to the third quarter for Juventus, who are piling on the misery here. Ruthless stuff this from the Lithuanians. Reynolds Reynolds going to put up the 2. No good. Parker. This is Diggs. Surely looked as though he was going to go for the 3. Changed his mind. In hindsight, maybe. Should have gone for it. Shakic now for Cibona. This is Scotty Reynolds again. Loose ball. And the applause and the cheers tell you which way that call has gone. It's hard to tell from here exactly who got the last touch. Hard to tell from there who got the last touch. Great deal of difference in terms of turnovers, rather. Jamar Diggs. Make it a very special night for himself here if he can reproduce the kind of performance he gave in that first half. He's been called up here, travelling. So it is still a 24-point game. Reynolds for 3, it's good. 14 points for Scotty Reynolds, another 3-pointer to add to the tally. Last some points for Cibona in this third quarter. And it comes to Parker. It's Parker who's penalised this time. Seven points so far from Spencer Parker. 3 fouls as he takes a seat. Cibona get us started again. Here's Reynolds. Feeling he's going to feature pretty heavily in this second half. They're relying on him. And the follow-up is good here. It's nicely put away. Even as far as offensive rebounds go, it's just been the shooting accuracy that's been the big difference. A 3-point attempt missed there by Vasilius. Almost turnover there. It's now the opportunity for 2 more. Nicely put away by Slavica. So that is more encouraging for Cibona. Putting in another 2.
Kokius 2 žemai. Jums nepadarė 3 atakas, nei šito nepadarė. Čia paturėjai prie to statyti užtvarą. Atsitrauk atgal, kad tave dengtų. Pirmiausia, sakiau, up. Enough did this. Dabar kažką žaidė. Dabar, I saw. He show this. Let me Jamar, our way. Ball here, and small. Or 1, set the screen. 5 is here. Go down this. Here, pick and roll. 1 down. Pass from block and down. Go 1-on-1. Hey, they're going now. They're doing it. Yes. Keep going, same, hold the side, okay? Here. 1 and 5. Cut. Watch Shaka and then watch that here. What do you do, we tried to help more.
This was the 3-pointer from Reynolds, which finally got Cibona going in the third quarter. So Jemanovic putting away an easy 2 on the follow-up there, and then Slavica with another 2 shortly afterwards to just cut that lead down to 17. This is Aaron Best. Nice pass inside. Oh, lovely handoff there, and the flush from Vasilius. What a play this is from Juventus Utena. Sopikaitis handing it off brilliantly. 19-point lead restored. Slavica. Shakic. Sakic puts it up, but no good, and Cibona claiming it comfortably. This is Diggs, dancing inside, claims the foul. Sulijmanovic penalised here. Too quick for the Croatians there. Sulijmanovic. Jamar Diggs, a couple of opportunities. Missing the first there, Diggs, but making the second. 4 out of 5 from the line for the Lithuanians so far tonight. Here's Diggs again. And again. Gets his pass out to Parker, who makes the 3. That's Best. This time, who's been making a valuable contribution. Hasn't scored too many. He's now doubled his tally. Nice pass, and the little hook there from Slavica. 17 assists for Juventus tonight, just the 9 from Cibona. This is Best once again. Draws the foul, Sulijmanovic. Second foul, Sulijmanovic. Space of a minute or so. Here's Best. Puts up the 2, in off the glass. Aaron Best, 8 points. The lead increases to 23. Reynolds for 3. No good this time, and the rebound claimed again by Aaron Best. This seems to be everywhere at the moment. Nice, quick move this from the Lithuanians. Slavica has lost it. Best. Vasilius. Best again. 10 on the shot clock. Aaron Best, nice pass. Cibona is trying to finish. Draws the foul from Slavica. Go to the line to try and increase Juventus' advantage here. 3 points the gap now. Remember, it was an 18-point lead at the halfway stage. So far, Cibona unable to make the situation any better for themselves. Cibona winning the first one. And the second is good too. Cibona returned to the club in the summer after a year with Vytautas, silver medalist at the under-18 and under-20 FIBA European Championships with Lithuania. Here's Sulijmanovic for Cibona. Final touch was off a Juventus player, I think it was Vasilius. 4.5 minutes to go in the third. So far, no improvement in the situation for Cibona. Juventus just not letting up at the moment. Aaron Best is penalised this time. Slavica will go to the line. Cut this 25-point deficit. Second foul for Best, who's in a good little spell, really, in this third quarter. Making a pretty valuable contribution. Slavica now has 8 points. There's Diggs. Kauskas. still work out here for Juventus. It's a scramble again for the ball. He's up on the deck here. It's best to try and claim it. Diggs went flying over the top of him. Points. Scotty Reynolds, not enough to keep Cibona in touch at the moment. Gonna need even more from him. This is Diggs, who puts up another 2. No luck this time. Gospic almost losing that. Cibona recovered. Slavica goes up for the 2. He misses, and again. This time he draws the foul. Slavica again from the line. Cibona with his 4th foul of the night. Cibona can make this a 21-point game, which they have done. Still 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Long way to the finish line from here. Cibona. Silius. It's nicely done, and kept alive there by Diggs. Cibona. Well, not picture book basketball that from Juventus, but it's effective. Cibona with another 2. Scrappy to say the least from Juventus, but they all count. Diggs with yet another assist as well. 5 assists, 5 rebounds. 16 points for the American. 27-year-old. Taking a seat now, the player who joined in August from Pitești, the Romanian side. Reynolds at the other end. Looking to close the gap again. Take Cibona onto the 50-point mark. He's missed the 2nd one. So it's a 22-point lead. 4 points better off than they were at the end of the 2nd quarter. There's Vasilius. Cibona, nicely put away. So effective. .7 The big man has caused problems. He's starting to add points to his personal tally as well. 24-point lead to Utena, still in control of this one.
Shaking for you. Jeigu tu rizikingai neduok, pasisukit
Juventus up by 24. And with a total of 13 minutes to go. It's a lot of work. It's not impossible for Cibona. Things need to improve quickly here for the Croatians. Missed another opportunity here. It's Aaron Best who has it. Reynolds jumping on top of Bichkauskas there, is able to hold it. Vasilius with a pass into Sepikaitis. He's not going to miss those. Into double figures, the big man. 75 points for Juventus Utena on the board. Sepikaitis into double figures as Reynolds nails another three. Well, it's a good night on a personal level for Scotty Reynolds. 18 points, he's now the game's leading scorer. Side still have work to do. Sepikaitis, and there's the three attempted from Aaron Best. Anything Scotty Reynolds can do. Aaron Best moves into double figures. 26-point advantage for Juventus Utena. Sepikaitis penalised this time. .26 points. This is Reynolds. Three goes up and it's good. Šakić. Most of his points have come from the free throw line, but an important three there. 6th three-pointer of the night for Cibona, 6 out of 16. The rate has just started to improve. This is Parker and Vasilius, and followed up nicely by Aaron Best. Contribution he's making, increasingly important here. Takes Juventus onto the 80-point mark as Reynolds finds Šakić. Wozniak. Best penalised. A little over a minute to go in the third quarter. 13 points for Aaron Best. 5 rebounds and 4 assists as well. He is now challenging Jamar Diggs for the game's most influential player. Scotty Reynolds with 18 points and 6 assists, but he is on the side that is currently a long way behind. 24-point difference. As we enter the final minute of the third quarter. Pass up to Best. Oh, what a finish! Aaron Best once again. Superb alley-oop pass, but Best had plenty of work to do. My word, he finished it well. Savica puts it in for 2 more. Cibona just trying to keep up with Juventus Utena here. Aaron Best. Now that's 15 points tonight. It's gone level. 1 point behind Diggs, I should say, as Parker puts in the 3. And they're all at it now. Spencer Parker, the latest to go into double figures. 85-59. Reynolds goes for 3 and nails it. Well, he's had a good night. Can't necessarily say the rest of his side have done so well, but how about that on the buzzer? Look at the celebrations here. Bichkauskas with an extraordinary 3. Just in the nick of time. My word, if things couldn't get much worse, look at this from Bichkauskas. Extraordinary. What a night this is turning out to be for Juventus Utena. 88 points to 62, and Bichkauskas has just nailed it from deep inside. his own half. They've increased the lead by 8 since the end of the first half. What now for Cibona Zagreb? Well, we've seen some pretty good stuff tonight from Juventus Utena. They are certainly making the most of the injuries that Cibona Zagreb have suffered in the last couple of weeks. They are without some big names tonight. And Juventus, at the moment, showing no mercy whatsoever. They lead by 26. Inspiring performances from all over the court. Diggs, Parker, Best, Vasilius and Šulskis all in double figures. And Bičkauskis, who hadn't even got himself much game time, hadn't scored many points. Scoring the most extraordinary three-pointer on the buzzer at the end of the third. Here it is, Bičkauskis. Wow. Stunning. And it's just turning into that kind of night for Cibona Zagreb. 26 points down into the final quarter. How much damage can Juventus inflict on them here? The slip and the finish. Aaron Best, determined to become the game's top scorer, it seems, overtakes Jamar Diggs. As Juventus move into the 90s. 17 points for Aaron Best, 7 from 8 from the field. Reynolds puts up a 3, he was claiming that he was obstructed there. Referee waving away those claims. This is Parker, puts it up short. To 62. Scotty Reynolds has done his best to keep Cibona in touch tonight. 21 points for him. It's the pass out, and the 3 is no good this time. And the rebound claimed by Galdikas. There's Bičkauskis. 3 points to his name so far. What a memorable 3 points. Foul is called again. Bosniak. Aaron Best. Nice pass, Galdikas, not quite, scramble, and a foul by Galdikas. Fourth foul of the game for Galdikas. Here's Čorić. Reynolds, Scotty Reynolds. A bit of miscommunication there, frustration beginning to show. Bičkauskis. Galdikas. Shot on the turn is good. And Galdikas does move into double figures. 10 points, and it opens up a 30-point lead for Juventus Utena. They been devastating. Their accuracy has been remarkable. Same cannot be said for Cibona, who continually miss opportunities. Look at things like offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds, not a huge difference. Defensively, Juventus Utena a little bit better, as you'd expect, 21 to 14, 30 to 23 in total as far as rebounds go. 9 offensive rebounds each. It's the shooting accuracy that has been the big difference so far. A ruthless streak to Juventus Utena tonight. Here is Parker, out to Solskjaer. No luck this time. Eventually Reynolds comes away with the ball. Gets the pass away, nice move. Ćorić! 2 more. A decent night again on a personal level for Ćorić. It's the latest player to move into double figures. It's been the collective performance, really, of the Cibona players that has caused them to struggle, as Aaron Best continues to inflict misery on the Croatians. 3 more for Best. He moves into the 20s. Juventus up to 95. They lead by 29. Best must just feel like shooting every time he gets the ball. Does shoot and doesn't succeed on this occasion. They've stolen it back. Bičkauskis. Parker crowded out there in the corner. Bičkauskis intercepted by Reynolds. We'll wait for the moment to pass to Ćorić, who puts it in for 2. Here's Best. Parker. Galdikas. Now it's Reynolds, and he goes up for the 2 himself this time. Timeout called. Cibona make it up to the 70-point mark. High-scoring game, this one. Reynolds, the highest of the scorers, on 23 so far. Still a big gap, though. 95 to 70. A big lead for the Lithuanians.
Go inside. They grab, and we lost ball. And free time. 3 against 2. This is shame. For people. They come. Watch good basketball. Kažkokį kvailą pasą. Atsivaryk į vidurį. Paprašyk mūsų pramušk strong side. Vėl bus geriausia. Come back and beat strong side. No crazy shots. And they 2 against 1. Look up. It's not basketball. Go outside.
A little over 5 minutes to go. Cibona Zagreb trailing by 25 points. Does look as though it is going to be a pretty comfortable win for Juventus Utena, unless something quite extraordinary happens in the closing stages here. It's been a wonderful performance to watch from the home team. Čakić, Bosniak. A nice pass from Ćorić, and the 2 goes in from Suljemanovic. Here's Jamar Diggs, who's back on the court, so a considerable rest. As the three goes up and misses. Rebound is claimed here by Parker, and Best for three. Well, no luck this time for Aaron Best as he looks to increase his personal tally. 20 points for Best. As Reynolds puts up a three himself and he misses. Still Cibona have it, and foul is drawn. Sepikaitis penalised again. 3-point play here for Cibona as they look to make it a 20-point game. It's nicely done. That's the extra point. 20-point game. Decent free throwing from Cibona Zagreb, 80%. Perhaps not strong enough defensively tonight. It's just been good shooting accuracy, a better shooting accuracy from Juventus Utena. 20-point game. So Diggs puts up the three, misses the rebound. Sepikaitis draws the foul. Thomas Shireka looking pretty relaxed on the sidelines there, and why wouldn't you be with his side in this commanding position at the moment? He's missed both there, Sepikaitis. Able to add to his 10 points. All 5 players on court at the moment for Juventus Utena have 10 points or more. Diggs, Parker, Sepikaitis, Vasilius and Šulskis. Having said that, 4 of the 5 Cibona players do as well. 3.5 minutes to go. This is Diggs. Draws the foul. Utena make it up to 100 points here. Closing in on that landmark. Diggs missed a couple from the line tonight. Criticism really of a player who really commanded the game in the early stages. He does have 17 points to his name, 3 less than Aaron Best, but he has more rebounds and more assists than anyone else, or at least the same. And so 1 or 2 other players, as Reynolds puts in another 2. Scotty Reynolds is to 25 points from 15 from the field. 18-point lead here for Juventus. Cibona are cutting the gap bit by bit. Nine points clear at the end of the first quarter, 18 points clear at the end of the first half. And the lead has just kept getting bigger and bigger up until this final quarter, really. Cibona have finally managed to cut the gap a little bit. Šulskis nails the second free throw to make it a 20-point game. 97-77. Here is Reynolds. It's loose and gathered by Šulskis. Sepikaitis wants it. Didn't find its way to him. Suljamanovic in the way. It's Sepikaitis again. Draws the foul and makes the 2. big cheer as the big man goes up here. Jemanovic tried to stop him, couldn't. It'll be a free throw for Sepukaitis to take Juventus on to the 100-point mark, which he duly does. And that really gets this crowd going. They've enjoyed themselves tonight. Great performance from Juventus Utena. Up by 23 again now. Well, Reynolds fails to make that one count. Bit of a surprise given the way he's played tonight. Vasilius now for the two, gets it. Just trying to make what is certainly a win now look all the more emphatic here. Juventus Utena, they have been ruthless tonight. Nice three though from Šakić. Cibona up into the 80s. Still trailing by 22 with 1 minute 50 seconds remaining. Sepukaitis for three, no good this time. Another rebound for Scotty Reynolds. Šakić for three, short. Sepukaitis claiming it easily. This is Jamar Diggs. Vasilius looking to Sepukaitis. Šakić has it, and the quick pass out to Reynolds, who lays it up for two more. Scotty Reynolds on to 27. It's a 20-point lead again for Juventus Utena. This was nicely done by Reynolds. Going to be on the losing side tonight, but his stats will make for pretty impressive reading. 27 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Solid performance from him. The injuries or the absentees have cost the Croatians as Diggs moves a little closer to the 20-point mark himself. 19 points for Jamar Diggs. Reynolds again. This time he misses, and Diggs will come away with it. Diggs. And still, Juventus Utena have it. Looking for the finish, not this time. Ćorić claiming. As time ticks down here, final 30 seconds or so. Stolen by Reynolds, who's still very much alive, but he's rejected there. And that brings a big cheer. Up goes the three, no good this time from Jamar Diggs. I think Cibona will just let this shot clock, or game clock rather, run down. It is all over in Lithuania. An emphatic victory for Juventus Utena. They've won by 22 points, 104 to 82. A ruthless display and a fourth win in 5 regular season games for the Lithuanians. Cibona without some of their big names, and it did tell this evening. It did make a big difference. No Žižić, Joksimovic, and Rosic also absent. And it really told towards the end. Scotty Reynolds, 27 points, not enough to mount a serious challenge. Juventus Utena were always in command. Contributions, as far as they were concerned, coming from all over the place. Jamar Diggs with 19 points. Aaron Best with an impressive 20. Just a very, very good night overall. They were clinical, they were ruthless, and they have made it 4 wins in 5 Champions League games. Jamar Diggs, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 19 points rather, just one less than Aaron Best, who top scored for them with 20 points. Juventus Utena winning by 22 in the end. Scotty Reynolds, as you see there, with 27 points. Šakić and Koric also contributing plenty, but despite scoring 82 points, they have been well beaten here. Cibona Zagreb, a defensive problem perhaps tonight. And their shooting accuracy just not quite as good as their Lithuanian opponents. A very enjoyable night's entertainment for the home crowd here. Those who have made the journey to northeast Lithuania from Zagreb perhaps not enjoying this quite so much, but some moments of true quality on display tonight. And there were a few times, particularly in the second quarter, where Cibona threatened to really get back into this, although they'd fallen behind quite considerably early on. There was a bit of a fight back. They did get it to a 4-point game at one stage. But in the third quarter, and especially in the latter stages of the second as well, Juventus just started running away with it. Jamar Diggs doing the damage early on. Aaron Best devastating when he started getting involved. Look on the faces of some of the Cibona players saying it all, really. Šakić, another one who made a terrific contribution tonight, but you could say that about so many of the Juventus players. Very few that didn't make a telling contribution. Diggs with 19 points, Parker with 10, 20 for Best, 13 for Šakić, 12 for Vasilius, 10 for Galdikas and 17 for Sulskis. They really shared it around. A pretty disappointing night overall, despite good performances for Cibona from Reynolds, and Šakić and Koric as well, who chipped in with 14 points, 13 points for Slavica as well, and Somljanovic with 12. But it was defensively that they really struggled. This from Bičkauskis, arguably the moment of the game, and it just emphasised what a miserable evening it would turn out to be for Cibona. Bičkauskis nailing that long-range three from inside his own half in the final moments of the third quarter. And from then on in, it was one-way traffic, really, although there was a bit of a response from Cibona in that fourth quarter. You could argue perhaps that Juventus took their foot off the gas. Juventus scoring just 16 points in the final 10 minutes for less than Cibona. They got 27, 26 and 35 in the first three quarters. The damage was already done, and there was never really any way back for Cibona Zagreb. This is the moment when they reach the 100-point mark, Juventus Utena. Šakić drawing the foul and finishing nicely. So it makes it 4 wins out of 5 for the Lithuanians here in Utena tonight. They have made an excellent start to their Champions League campaign. We'll be back for more tomorrow and next week in this new European basketball competition.